If there's one thing everybody in the gaming community can probably agree on, it's that vintage game hunting is a beautiful thing. And you know you've watched my game hunting vlogs, you've seen the stuff that I've come up with, the stuff that I have found, the prey that I've caught, and I love sharing it with you. But in this episode, we're doing something a little bit different. Yes, I catch my prey in this hunt, but I'm not exactly the one doing the hunting. Let me show you what I mean.
Hey there, it's John from GenXGrownUp. You know I am a Gen X grown-up, and that doesn't stop when I'm on vacation. Recently, I was on a family trip to Manhattan. We had a long weekend, and while I was there, I'm like, let's hit up some used game stores. The first place I went was 8-Bit and Up Video Games, which is down on 3rd Street in Manhattan. As soon as I walked in the door, there was a lot of stuff that I knew I would be interested in, but there was a lot of stuff that I knew Emceemur would be down for. And I am always a faithful foot soldier in the Mur Nation army of searching for cool retro game deals. They had a ton of Intellivision stuff. I took a bunch of these pictures and I texted them to Mur, and I'm like, some of these have got to be something that you want. We went back and forth, we got on the phone, and so I was thrilled to pick up some stuff for him. I got this cool copy of Vectron for Intellivision, which includes the inlay and everything. We got this really nice Beauty and the Beast for Intellivision from a Magic, and not sealed but re-shrink wrapped. I think it has been opened, but a Centipede from Atari Soft for the Intellivision. Some really cool finds, both for me and for Mur, but I wasn't done there. I then headed up to 6th Street in Manhattan and went to Video Games New York. Now, this is all one word, Video Games New York, and this place was like a mecca. Just a ton of stuff. I found some Atari stuff, I found some ColecoVision stuff, but again, look, they had all this Intellivision stuff. I sent these pictures to Emceemur, and of course, he freaked out. We got him the phone, and he said, yeah, pick up a few things for me. So I got him a copy of Mission X for Intellivision. I also got this resealed Bump and Jump Intellivision. Frog Bog, another one that I think Mur had but didn't have in the box, so I grabbed that guy. And finally, a completely sealed Pit Stop for Atari computers from Epix. This is brand new old stock, never been opened before, and something that I guess Mur just couldn't pass up. I mean, I get it. It's Atari computer, it's Pit Stop, it's Epix, all good stuff. Finally, I thought I was finished. I came back home from Manhattan, and then there was a toy and game show here local in my hometown of Jacksonville. So I went down and poked around, and last but not least, I came across this sealed Intellivision and Televoice Bomb Squad. This guy's never been opened. He's brand new old stock like that Pit Stop. And they wanted too much for it. We kind of have a little bit. I got a good deal for it. I picked it up from Mur. Look, I'm always happy to feed the addiction of a fellow retro game collector. These look like some decent finds, so in the box they go, off to the post office, and over to Emceemur.
So we've received the package from Gen X John, and I couldn't be more excited about that. You know, I've been hyped to collect some Intellivision. I'm on a kick here lately. I don't know what it is. It may have something to do with the release of the Intellivision AMICO being on the horizon for this year. The fact that I'm getting a Founders Edition to unbox and play with you right here on the Emceemur show. Couldn't be more excited about that, but I've never not collected Intellivision. I've just been a little bit more aggressive with it here in the not too distant past. And this was a great opportunity to come up. The stuff that John was seeing in these fantastic places that he ended up. Stuff that really just needed to come back here for this to be its forever home. And I'm really glad to have that opportunity. Can't thank John enough for that. I want to get a close, up close, detailed, personal look at these items with you in this episode, and we're going to do that starting with this copy of Vectron. So look at this Vectron. I mean, this is gorgeous. I love the box art. I love the colors. A little bit of condition issues on, you know, some of the spine areas, but come on, this stuff's ancient. Now when you open this thing up, you gotta love that these are complete, because so often I get Intellivision stuff that isn't. But here we've got absolutely gorgeous controller overlays in great shape. I mean, this was such a unique part of Intellivision gaming. It's just so neat to see that. And look how great this manual looks. I mean, there's not a crease in it. It's in fantastic shape. perfectly preserved flat inside the cover here. I mean, that's just awesome. Hungries. You don't want to run up on a hungry. Man, we're going to be getting down on this. I can tell you what right now. This is a really clean cartridge too. I mean, there's really no dust on here. The label's in amazing shape for 1981. Dadgum, boy. That's what's up right there. That is a nice cartridge. This was just nice all around. So, Vectron is a base building game where you defend against enemies that will devour your progress, and I gotta say, as unforgiving as the Intellivision 2 controllers can be, I'm not entirely sure what's going on here and why. But I love the sounds and the concept, and I try to think about these games as you would have had to back then. This is the one game you got for a birthday or Christmas, and all there is now is figuring it out until it's fun. I would definitely like to spend more time on it and gain a better understanding of the game. I mean, at its core, it's almost blending a shooter with a tower defense scenario, and any old game with a strategy element usually grows on me. Then we come to this copy of Frog Bog, which I believe I've already got, but not in this condition, not boxed. And this is used, it's a resealed job, and you know what? I don't mind opening this up. It is complete, so they say. Let's get a look at what's inside. So here's this copy of Frog Bog, and I want to get this open and take a look at the inside. Who knows how many years it's been since this was sealed back up. I mean, there's no way to know. Oh, man. So the cartridge isn't in great shape. A lot of dust here. It needs to be cleaned up. Some moisture damage on the label, but it's holding fast to the cartridge, so that's good. Inside of the box looks good. There's only one insert in here, and this is for 1 or 2 players. So their claim of this being complete, I'm afraid it's not. But, you know, again, you got to take some risks here. I'm happy to at least just have the insert so that I can play it. And what is a pretty nice manual. A little bit of dog earing going there, but we can straighten that out. Other than that, it looks good. Love the pixelated looking artwork in these. Just fantastic. So Frog Bog, or Frogs and Flies as it were, this game was always more fun for 2 players, and it is technically a multi-plat despite the name change, and given that fact, I wonder how many games like this, if any, have a chance of being rebooted for Amico. Its mission statement, after all, is basically to get people gaming together in the same room again. Frog Bog does that, but is this game fun enough to be viable in that sense? I mean, with enough of a creative reimagining, I think it's possible. Hopefully keeping the core gameplay dynamic intact, because without that you lose the nostalgia, which is what this is really about, whether it wants to be or not, in my opinion anyways. That's not a bad thing either. Now here's one you don't see every day, iMagic's Beauty and the Beast. I know I don't have this one, and it's not in bad shape, it really isn't. Again, this is just one of the ones that I've never seen in the wild, and I'd like to add to the collection. It's kind of unique. Let's get it open. Beauty and the Beast in the old iMagic box. Let's just get in here. These were so peculiar, the way they came in these plastic trays, like a frozen dinner. But that's how they were on Atari too. So it's got the instructions. Yeet, Horrible Hank. Look at that. Yeet that. Boy, that would make a nice poster for the wall if it was a little larger. The book's in great shape. It really is. Nice book. However, I do not see the controller overlay. So that's kind of a bummer. It's not that we can't play it. We can figure out what to do, obviously. And you know, it makes up for it here having such a clean cartridge. This cartridge has been in this box its whole life. You can tell. There is little to no wear on this. So this game takes a page out of Donkey Kong's playbook, but kind of does its own thing too. I mean, instead of a big gorilla, you got a big galoot that, according to the manual, drinks alligator blood, which is disgusting and wildly specific. I enjoyed the flow of this game, and I definitely want to play more of it. The fact that each screen takes you higher on the skyscraper, I mean, it really feels like you're working towards something. It's astonishingly playable, which in this age was a hell of an attribute. I had never played this game before or even had my hands on it, so this was definitely one I wanted to add to the collection. I mean, come on, alligator blood? Imagine the diarrhea this dude gets. This one's a resealed job too, and there's some significant damage to the box. There's some significant condition issues here, but my God, it's Centipede for the Intellivision, and I'm a versions guy. I love to play different versions, so you know, we got to get this thing open. We want to see what condition the contents inside are in. You know, I'd like to get a sleeve for this to continue to protect this box from any future damage, but we're going to get this open and take a look at it right now. So here's this Atari Soft Centipede. We got to get into this. Again, this is an obvious reseal job, but I'm wondering how good of condition we're going to find the insides. So, and we've seen this on, we saw this on the Frog Bog box. This horrible tape that was put on here at one point. That's just not good at all. I mean, you taped this shut like I'm never going to be able to get it open again. And now I've got to untape it. And you know what? I would rather re-glue that with something rather than put tape on it. I wish they had thought to do that, because this top part up here is just, I mean, ugh, that's rough. So, you know, I've seen worse labels. I really have. It's on there though, you know, and the graphic on it still looks decent. So, an Atari cartridge for the Intellivision. That's nice. This booklet's in decent shape too. Yeet the Centipede. Looking dumb. Oh, you gotta love that. Point values for all the enemies. It's a really neat fold-out instruction. It's just really unique. I imagine most of the Atari Soft titles must have looked like that. So no controller insert on this one, but we have a very nice cartridge and manual. We'll take measures to make sure this box is restored as much as it can be and properly stored. And we're definitely going to get some gameplay in. Centipede, man. Enough said. Another game that's obviously not an Intellivision exclusive and probably not a candidate for a reboot given the licensing involved, but Centipede has appeared on plenty of systems through the years, so who even knows? It's just, in this instance, I was really just fiending to try this version of a game I played so much on Atari. Again, I'm a versions guy. I love that there are different versions of the iconic games from generations past. I mean, this adds depth to the experience by giving us a variety of ways to enjoy them. I am truly amped to finally have Centipede for my Intellivision system. Mission X. It's just got the box art that catches your eye. Even when you're looking at it on a phone and somebody else looking at it miles and miles away, it's just like, man, there it is, that one. Definitely didn't have it. Definitely wanted to have it. It just looks fantastic. And I want to play this too on the Intellivision. So let's get this thing open right now and take a good look at what's inside. Mission X. I'm telling you what, let's get into this right now. Oh my goodness. So here's the manual, not in horrible condition. I mean, there's a crease there, but it's together and it looks good. And we've got the beautiful inserts. I mean, it's just so cool. Again, such a unique aspect. You know, you want these on every game you collect for this system if you can get it. In fact, you know, most of the ones I have, I do have them. I have very few, you know, just loose Intellivision cards. But yeah, look at that. And the cartridge is pretty clean. Label's kind of starting to come up there. Again, there's always a little bit of moisture damage just from being stored over the years, but you know, the cartridge itself looks really, really clean, and that's what you hope you see when you get these. Chances are that's going to work just fine. Mission X has a solid foundation here. A Xevious-esque game mechanic in that you can bomb the ground and shoot the skies, but you can change altitude as well and even land on a strip. Throwing some Top Gun in there before there even was such a thing. I mean, sure, there are things we can wish this game did better, but dad darn, this is pretty jacked for a home console shooter in 1982. It even has day and night elements adding to the difficulty, so again, an experience as robust as the box art would have you believe you are getting. Holy turds on a Triscuit. Bump and jump. Again, an obvious reseal job. This is used, and there's some significant issues with the box, but just the fact that it's there is no joke. This version looks good. I've not ever played the bump and jump on Intellivision. I don't even think I have it. I think I have the, I know I've got an NES one. I know I've got the Atari version. So yeah, we got to get this thing open and see what's in here and what condition it is in. This is going to look real good on the shelf. Here we go with this bump and jump. I'm going to get this thing open. There's some significant condition issues here. And I'm hoping that what we see inside is a lot better than what we see on the outside. So yeah, love the box art there. This one is another one that just screams to you from across the room. It just really stands out. Let's get inside here. So this is depressing. Maybe that's the game. The label's gone. And there's nothing else in here. I mean, it's no manual, no ins. Well, okay. Now, hey, here's the here's the label. And you know, it's common for these to come off these old games. Again, the moisture plays hell on the glue over the years. I can fix that, obviously. These are going to all get cleaned up. So I'm glad at least this is here. That's cool. We can work on that. But there definitely is nothing else in here. No manual. No controller insert. So that's a little bit of a bummer. But I'm still going to at least be glad the box is there. I absolutely love the box. And it's going to look great on the shelf. So I've done my bump and jumping on NES as far as back in the day goes. You know, we've only recently got a taste for the 2600 version on the plug and play reviews we've done here on the show. And this version here, it's pretty great. I mean, it meets these versions right in the middle on overall quality. For what this is, it looks tight. Holy crap, do we ever need a modern day bump and jump? Bring it on. Like Centipede and Frog Bog, I was most anxious to just see how this version was, and it has exceeded my expectations. I'd like to get the overlays and a manual at some point, but I'm at least going to get the label back on this thing and get it in a box protector. Great addition to the collection. This was the most important piece right here. And it's not Intellivision, but it was there, and it was something that I absolutely needed for so many reasons. New stock, never been opened. Oh, but we're going to open it. We're going to open it. Not right now. Not right now. Because we're on an Intellivision kick today. We're not doing this right now. This is for Atari computers. And if you watch my vintage computing segment that I do, and if you haven't, I'll put a link to it right here so you can catch up. But we've messed with some Atari computers and we're not done messing with them. And I would love to get this unboxed and play a game of it with you on that series, and that's what we're going to do. But this is part of the lot, so it's worth discussing, and it's definitely of note the fact that this is brand new, never been opened Epix software. And I can't think of any point in my life that buying new Epix software wasn't just amazing. So happy to have this copy of Pit Stop. It's going to hurt a little bit to open it, but at the same time it has to be played, doesn't it? And played it will be. Bomb Squad in the plastic, and I gotta tell you, this is super cool. And we've got to open it, we've got to use it. We've got the voice module. I've never even been able to test it to see if it works because I didn't have any of the games. Just never got around to it. You end up with so much stuff when you collect. And to get down and get your hands dirty with all of it, it takes time. And, we get wrapped up in things. Well, let's get wrapped up in this right now. And oh my goodness, again, you hate to open these up if they've never been opened, but then again, these are to stay in the collection and to play. So what they end up being worth is cool only really to talk about. I have no intention of ever reselling these, only playing and loving them. Oh my goodness. My. The feel of this, knowing that it was never touched. I mean, you can really freaking tell, dude. And the feel of that. Look at this, though. Look at these inserts, though. I mean, to know we're the first people to actually touch this since it was shipped back then in '82. I mean, unreal. Nobody got this game for Christmas or a birthday. Didn't get it from their grandma, their mom, open it up and play it on birthday, Christmas morning. This game never did any of that. The first time it's gonna jam is gonna be right here on the Emceemur show in 2020. That's some heavy bullduke right there, dude. I'm not done looking. I am not done looking. And I'm sitting there like, oh, look how mint it is. Obviously it is. It's new stock. I don't even want to touch it. I don't even want to open it, but it's never been opened. Oh, listen to it stretch itself. Look how... I mean, these staples are just gorgeous. You never see gorgeous staples on these. These staples are ancient. They're like dinosaur bones at this point. Sorry if I'm making too much of this, but this is exciting to me. I hope it is to you too. And then we've got a little leaflet here for the other games. B-17 Bomber is one you hear a lot about. For the voice synthesis module. So, yeah, man, that's just great. It looks like little paper separators here for the controller inserts. Little slot for those right there. And all that paperwork goes in there nice and neat. Again, definitely want to get protectors for these. But yeah, that's about as new stock condition as it's going to get for a game that's almost freaking 40 years old. I mean, that is cool.
Electronics presents Bomb Squad. They'll never do it in time. The code, figure out the code.
So this game involves disarming explosives, as you might have guessed. The voice module barks orders at you on the various screens, telling you what and where to potentially cut, crimp, solder, replace, etc., and checking your timeline for you, which is cool. It's a neat idea in that it creates a panic element with you performing these delicate operations against the clock. The voice module talks to you in Top Gun style, telling you, wow, 2 Top Gun references in one video, telling you more right or more left as you home in on where to operate. I definitely want to play more of this. You know, just to hear this thing talk to me if for no other reason. So, real talk right now, how freaking badass was that? I'm gonna tell you what, I've had a great time cleaning these games up, getting them ready to play, and playing them. Had a great time showing them to you here. Did you hear that thing? Yeah, I mean, we knew what it was gonna sound like. This game is totally badass. But I'm gonna tell you what, will the Amico talk to me like that? Please tell me it's gonna talk to me like that. I won't permit it to talk in any other voice. I mean, that was just really cool. I've been holding on to this stuff for a while. That little module, man, it's as mint as this new game was. So, what a match made in heaven to bring those two together. First time that game's ever been played, and it got done right here on the show. I want to thank Jon at GenXGrownUp for getting me hooked up with these fantastic finds. You never know where finds are going to be, and they may be somewhere that you're not. It's nice to have a buddy out there in the field. Now, some of these games are multi-plats. We're familiar with them. You got your bump and jumps, you got your centipedes. But some of these games were completely new to me, and maybe I'd heard of them, maybe I hadn't. Definitely hadn't played them yet, so great to check them out right here. And you know, when we're looking at things like the Night Stalker footage and the Astro Smash footage, the redos, the reboots for the Amico coming out, you gotta wonder, what other go-tos will there be for Intellivision? What else can we hope to see in that format? Other blasts from the past? And really, any of these games that are fun and really playable are, you know, are contestants for that. You know, they're in the running for that as far as I'm concerned. I love what I saw here. I'm definitely going to be playing more Intellivision now that I've got this thing hooked up. I actually had to get some new parts for it. I needed a new AC adapter, and I've been through 3 Intellivision ones. This 2, I mean, it's doing what it's supposed to do. It runs like a scalded cat. So that's what we need. Again, you start seeing games that are available for this that you didn't know about. Stuff that's not common knowledge, like all Atari stuff and Sega stuff, and it's like, oh man, what is that? That looks cool. Oh, look at the art on that. I want to play that. I don't know, man. It's just instantly interesting. And I hope you feel the same way, but you know, I want to know what you think. I want to know, do you want to see more Intellivision content on the show? Because you know I can bring it to you. I mean, this stuff's been sitting here dying for somebody to play it, and I've been dying to play it. So you let me know if you want to see more Intellivision action. Either way, you're going to be seeing the Founders Edition of the Intellivision Amico unboxed and played right here day one. That's something I'm guaranteeing. But you know, we keep it vintage here. Let me know if you'd like to see more Intellivision content and more of what I intend to collect with this system over time. I'd love to hear from you. Leave me a comment. I hope that you liked this video, and I hope that you're going to drop a like on this video. And most importantly, if you have not already done so, I'm going to need you to subscribe to Mer Nation. Be a part of Mer Nation. We're rising all the fantastic things that we do right here on the show. You need to be a part of it. Make sure that you smack that notification bell so you are always the first to know when new content goes live, because you know that I'm bringing it to you each and every time. Thanks again to Jon and the Gen X crew. What a cool stack of games, and what's more, we got it for a great deal, for a great price. We kind of know a little bit more about what these are doing in the market now, and that's cool too. That's part of collecting. Fantastic stuff. Emceemur signing off for this fantabulous episode, and I will see each and every one of you again next time.